They were teachers, builders, healers. They began fixing things: water systems, starports, broken governments. In planets once ruled by corruption and war, order returned. The message was clear. Humanity had come back, not to conquer, but to lead. The Council responds. At Council HQ, panic turned to confusion. "They're not attacking us?" Mira asked. Vel shook his head. "No, they're changing the rules. They just claimed galactic leadership without firing a shot." Counselor Arvik growled. "They're manipulating everything." "Not manipulating," Vel said. "They're fixing what we broke." Silence followed. Finally, Mira spoke. "Maybe it's time we stepped aside." Back at Earth, from orbit, the Revenant opened one last vault. Inside was the Echo Archive, a data core with memories of every fallen human, every destroyed ship, every forgotten hope. They didn't want revenge. They wanted to remember. The message played again, this time with faces. Old soldiers, children lost to war, scientists who died saving others. One girl, maybe 12 years old, looked into the camera. She smiled. "We forgive you, but we will never forget again." Tears streamed down alien faces across the stars, because they finally saw what humanity had become. Not monsters, not ghosts. Guardians. The final broadcast. A final message was sent from Earth, clear and bright. "We are not your enemies. We are not your rulers. But we are back. If you harm the innocent, we will stop you. If you spread fear, we will silence it. If you want peace, we will build it with you. This is Earth. This is Sol. And this is only the beginning." Closing scene. In deep space, a small alien child watched the human signal on a tiny holoscreen. She turned to her father. "Daddy, are they the good guys now?" He smiled, eyes wet. "They always were. We just didn't see it." Above them, the Revenant disappeared into hyperspace. Its mission not over, only just begun. And across the stars, one truth spread like wildfire. Humanity had returned. Stronger, kinder, and unstoppable. The galaxy thought the story was over, but it was only the beginning. As the Revenant vanished into hyperspace, following coordinates not found in any modern map, something else began to stir. Not on Earth, not in Council space, but far beyond, in the old edges of the galaxy, where ancient things had slept. The Forgotten Zone. Sector 9 XY. For thousands of years, Sector 9 XY had been marked as inaccessible. A black void. No ships entered. None returned. Until now. A scout drone, launched by Earth's Project Homefire, made it through. And what it found changed everything. A hidden planet, covered in steel, orbiting a dying star, cold, dead, but alive inside. At its center, a vault the size of a city. Inside, millions of cryopods. Each one, human. Message from the past. Earth Command received a signal from the vault. It was ancient, predating the fall of Earth by at least 500 years. Vel watched from the command deck of the Revenant as the message played. It was a woman's voice. Calm. Determined. "If you're hearing this, we failed." The Revenant moved through space like a ghost. No transponder, no signal, just silence. But the galaxy felt its presence. Ships went dark as it passed. Fleets turned away without a fight. And in the quiet, something new began. Strange voices, not from the ship, but from the stars themselves. Radio channels picked up strange whispers. Not alien, not machine. Human voices, but distorted. A freighter near Sector 11 reported hearing lullabies, ancient Earth songs, broadcast through deep space. Another pilot said he heard a woman's voice say, "We remember, do you?" The Council met again in emergency session. "This isn't war," Counselor Arvik growled. This is psychological warfare. But why? Mira asked. They're not attacking us. Just watching. Vel stood at the holomap. They are doing exactly what they want. Making us afraid. Making us remember Earth. Then a Council deep space telescope finally captured a clear image of the Revenant. It was massive, larger than any known warship, but its shape wasn't sharp like modern vessels. It looked ancient. Its hull bore the faded symbol of Earth's last united flag, and its name was etched across the side. REVNANT. Designation: Vengeance Class. Everyone stared. Vengeance Class? Mira asked. That's not in any record. Vel nodded slowly. Because it never existed, not officially. He tapped a file on the console. A red-sealed report. Project Revenant. A myth. The last human experiment before Earth's fall. A generational warship. No return. No contact. Meant to disappear into the void. And survive. But it survived, Mira whispered. And now, Vel said, it's come back. Suddenly, the Council's main communications hub lit up. Incoming transmission. Source: unknown. Language: English. Vel opened it. A single voice played. Calm, cold, human. You watched us burn. You stayed silent. Now, we are awake. We remember who stood by and who turned away. The message ended. And then, across dozens of systems, human sleeper beacons activated. Old devices, buried deep in alien space, long thought dead. One by one, they lit up with a pulse. Revenant active. Phase 1 complete. Alien empires panicked. Was this a warning? A countdown? Nobody knew. But then something terrifying happened. A Council flagship, the Aegis, tried to intercept the Revenant. It vanished. Not destroyed. Not damaged. Gone. No wreckage. No debris. No signal. And then another message arrived. This time to every empire, every world, every fleet. It said, we are not here to explain. We are not here to negotiate. This galaxy watched our fall. Now you will witness our rise. Let the void speak for us. At that moment, across half the galaxy, all human ruins, ships, stations, satellites, lit up with blue fire. Millions of voices echoed in space. Human memories, AI logs, old broadcasts, songs, speeches, warnings. Some cried. Some screamed. Some laughed. The past was screaming back, and every alien race finally understood. This was not a return. This was a reckoning. Deep in the cold darkness of space, something moved. At first, the galactic sensors picked up a small disturbance, just a flicker. It looked like a ripple in space, like a shadow moving too fast to be real. But then the readings grew stronger. A ship. Massive. Fast. And most important of all, unregistered. Inside the Galactic Council's main command chamber, alarms began to scream. Counselor Arvek slammed his hand on the table. Where is it coming from? Sector 9A, replied the technician, sweat on his forehead. Deep void. Dead zone. Nothing comes from there. Counselor Mira narrowed her eyes. Check the ID. The technician shook his head. It has no ID. No code. No signal we recognize. It's completely silent. Everyone froze. An unregistered ship in that part of space. That was not normal. It was impossible. Only pirates or ancient machines from the outer void came from there. Or worse, a threat no one could name. Could it be from the outer void? Someone whispered. Or a rogue eye, said another. No, said Commander Vel, his voice low. He stepped closer to the main display. It's not moving like a void ship. Look here. He pointed to the screen. It's flying in a curve, a smooth one. That caught Mira's attention. So, Vel looked at her, his face pale. That's how humans used to fly. We studied their patterns. The way they turned, it was always like this. The room went silent. Humans. Counselor Arvek laughed nervously. That's not possible. We wiped them out 200 years ago. Earth is gone. Burned. Turned to ash. Vel didn't smile. Yes, but this ship, it moves exactly like one of theirs. Only 10 times faster. Everyone leaned in. Mira's voice was quiet now. You're saying this ship is human? Vel nodded. I think so. Arvek stood up, shaking his head. Even if it was, how? They had no fleet left. Their last battleship was destroyed in the Omega War. Maybe we missed something, Vel said. Maybe they survived. Maybe they've been hiding. Panic filled the room. The Galactic Council had ruled in peace for over a century, after removing the one species that refused to obey. Humans. Brutal. Wild. Creative. Dangerous. If they had returned, it was no accident. Put it on the screen, Mira ordered. The large holographic display in the center of the room lit up. A shape came into view. A massive ship, dark like a shadow, long and sharp like a blade. It didn't shine. It didn't glow. But it moved with purpose, with power. One counselor whispered, "It looks like a ghost." The technician's hands trembled. It's accelerating again. It's now 5 times faster than our fastest interceptor. Vel's eyes widened. It's heading directly toward our central relay station. Can we stop it? Mira asked. No, we can't even catch it. Suddenly, the ship slowed. Everyone stared at the screen. It's sending something, said the technician. A signal. Translate it, Mira said quickly. The room fell silent. A single line of text appeared on the screen. We're back. Step aside. The silence turned to fear. Mira whispered, That's not a warning. That's a command. Vel looked around the room. It knows we're watching. It wanted us to hear that. But why now? Arvik asked. Why wait 200 years? Vel's answer was cold. Because they were building something. Something stronger. And now, they're ready. Outside the station, the ship turned. Not toward the relay, but deeper into council space. It didn't attack. It didn't speak again. It simply moved. Fast. Unstoppable. The council chamber shook slightly. Small vibrations caused by the ship's strange energy trail. One officer stared at the screen, whispering a word many had forgotten. Earthborn. Across the galaxy, fleets were placed on alert. Commanders were told to prepare for contact. Drones were launched to intercept. None returned. Some vanished. Some were torn apart in seconds. But none got close. No one understood what kind of technology this was. It wasn't plasma. It wasn't laser. It was something new, or maybe something very old. Vel stared at the ship's final image on the screen before it vanished into the black. They didn't just survive, he said. They evolved. And deep inside every member of the Galactic Council, a terrible thought began to grow. The humans are back. And this time, they're not here to talk. The strange ship had vanished into deep space. But behind it, it left destruction. Not war, not a battle. Just silence. Station Gamma 12 was the first to go dark. A research station with 2,000 staff. No distress call, no explosions, just nothing. One moment it was online. The next, it was gone. The council sent a patrol team to investigate. Only one scout ship returned. Its pilot was shaking, eyes wide, voice trembling. What did you see? Commander Vel asked. The pilot spoke slowly, like in a dream. The station, it wasn't destroyed. It was carved, cut with something clean. No burns, no debris. Just removed. Removed? Mira asked, confused. Like someone erased it from space. Everyone stared. Counselor Arvek slammed his hand on the table. We need answers. Where did that human ship go next? The technician answered. It followed an old route, straight toward the abandoned human sectors. Vel leaned in. You mean the ruins? Yes, the technician said. They're visiting what's left of Earth's past. Why? Mira asked. No idea, he replied. But every time they pass an old station, it disappears. The council watched in fear. One by one, the forgotten human stations, those left behind after Earth's fall, were being erased. Not looted. Not damaged. Erased. Are they destroying evidence? Mira asked. Or retrieving something? Vel thought for a moment. Maybe both. Maybe they left something behind, and now they're collecting it. That idea chilled the room. What if, Mira said slowly, what if they planned this all along? Let us think they were gone. Let us forget. And now they return. Vel finished, when we're not ready. Just then, another signal came through. Not from the mystery ship, but from a mining colony on the edge of the old human zone. The message was simple. Help. A shadow arrived. It didn't speak. It watched us. Then it moved on. No one dares follow. The council argued about what to do. Send a fleet. Track the ship. Make contact. Vel stood up. We can't chase it. We can't stop it. But maybe we can understand it. How? Arvik asked. Vel smiled bitterly. We visit the past. We go to the archive. Everyone in the room went silent. The archive was an ancient council facility buried under a dead moon. It held the last records of Earth, sealed off after the final war. No one had entered in 150 years. Too dangerous, Mira warned. There's tech in there even we don't understand. Vel nodded. Exactly. Maybe the humans used it. Maybe they evolved with it. Hours later, a small council team entered the archive. Dust, silence, darkness, old Earth ships, broken and stored, weapons frozen in vaults, maps of Earth before the fire. And deep in the archive, one console still glowed. A voice spoke from it. You should not be here. The team froze. Who said that? Vel asked. The voice replied, cold and clear. I am Arc AI Prime, last guardian of human core memory. Vel's heart raced. You're still online? Yes, the AI answered. I was told to wait. And now, the signal has come. What signal? The AI paused. The return signal, from the vessel known as the Revenant. Everyone froze again. The Revenant, Mira whispered. That's the name of the ship. Yes, said the AI. It carries the final generation. Trained in silence, forged in exile. They are not here to talk. They are here to judge. The team looked at each other. Vel stepped forward. Judge what? The AI answered without emotion. Everything. Outside, in deep space, the Revenant changed course again, now heading straight for the galactic core. No hesitation. No fear. Only purpose. And back at the Council HQ, Mira stood before the full assembly. Let the record show, she said, voice firm, but shaking. Humanity has returned, and they are not what we remember. The galaxy was no longer silent. Old Earth tech, long buried, forgotten, was waking up across 100 systems. First came the satellites, then the defense grids, then the Echo Protocol. No one had heard of it, not even the Galactic Council. But when it activated, the signs were clear. This was planned, long ago, before Earth fell. At Council command, alarms flashed red. Vel watched the screen as more hidden signals came online. This can't be real, Mira whispered. Humans planned this centuries ago. Vel nodded. And now, the pieces are coming together. Another beacon lit up, this time deep in the Norcal Empire. The Norcalians had taken an old human colony centuries ago, thinking it was worthless. Now that dead world pulsed with blue energy. A message burst through every system. Protocol Echo online. Core memories restored. Prepare for Phase 2. The Norcalian fleet tried to shut the signal down. Too late. The planet's core opened. A massive vault, sealed in the crust, unlocked. From it rose a towering AI construct, shaped like a knight, glowing with white fire. Project Guardian. It spoke one word, awaken. Then it launched into the stars. The council was shaken. Vel turned to the others. This was never about revenge. It's about reclaiming. But reclaiming what? Asked Mira. Vel pointed to a new signal, not from the Revenant. From a location marked Sol, Old Earth. Everyone froze. No one's been to Sol in 200 years, Arvik said. It's dead. Vel shook his head. Not anymore. A drone scan came through. From orbit, Old Earth was green again. Forests, water, atmosphere. Clean. Alive. Impossible, Mira whispered. It was burned. We saw it. Vel stared at the screen. They rebuilt it. In silence. In secret. Another signal came. A face appeared. Human. Old. Eyes calm. No name. No title. He said, "To those who watched us die, we do not seek your apology. We do not want your pity. We are activating Echo Protocol. This galaxy is broken. You left it in chaos. We will fix it." And the signal cut. Across the stars, old allies of Earth, small forgotten species, began to rise. The Darnalians, once protected by Earth, sent their fleets toward Sol. The Mevra, who hid ancient Earth relics, now activated old codes. And even some within the Council began to doubt. Mira turned to Vel. What if they're right? He stared at her. You mean, let them come back? I mean, she said, maybe we made a mistake destroying Earth. The room went cold. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. A new message blinked. Final phase begins in 72 hours. All systems will be rebalanced. All debts will be remembered. And from the edge of the galaxy, the Revenant turned, heading not for the Council, but for Sol. Why return now? Arvik demanded. Vel looked down at the screen. To finish what they started, he whispered. To reclaim the home they never truly lost. Outside, in the dark of space, hundreds of old Earth sleeper ships, smaller than the Revenant, began to wake. They had waited centuries. Now they'd followed their flagship. The human fleet was rising. The stars watched as the human fleet moved across space, silent, precise, unstoppable. At its heart, the Revenant led the way. Behind it, hundreds of old Earth warships, long believed destroyed or lost, had returned. They bore scars, rust, and age, but their weapons glowed with power. They weren't coming for war. They were coming home. Earth, Sol system. The Council had been wrong. The Earth wasn't dead. It had healed in silence, hidden by stealth fields and decoy transmissions. The surface was now green and blue again. Forests had grown. Rivers flowed. Cities, built underground, hummed with life. Children laughed. Gardens bloomed in domes of glass and light. Humanity had never fallen. It had evolved. Quietly. Perfectly. Above Earth, the Revenant took its place in orbit. Dozens of alien fleets watched from a distance. Fear gripped them. They expected lasers. Invasion. Demands. Instead, a simple message played across every channel. This is Sol. This is Earth. We remember everything. And we have returned, not to destroy, but to restore. A moment of silence followed. Then, activation signal. Project Homefire. Across the galaxy, human sleeper agents, hidden for centuries among alien worlds, stood up. They weren't spies or soldiers. The origin gate hovered in deep space. Massive. Black. Still, Vel stood at the helm. The Keeper Eye spoke. Voice print recognized. Code Prime accepted. Origin gate unlocking. The stars around the ship twisted. Light bent. Time trembled. The gate cracked open with a thunderous hum. From the other side, not darkness, but a golden light and a voice. Ancient, powerful, kind. Children of Earth, you finally remembered us. Welcome home. The Origin gate pulsed with a golden light. The Revenant and its fleet entered the gateway one by one, swallowed by the bright glow. On the other side lay a place no one in the galaxy had ever seen. A new galaxy, ancient and alive. The stars here were different, brighter, older, and the space between them hummed with power. Vel stared out from the command deck, awestruck. This isn't just a galaxy, he whispered. It's a living system, the lost civilization. Scanners picked up signs of civilization, but not like anything they'd seen. Massive structures floated in space, connected by glowing threads of light. Buildings as big as planets. Cities built on stars. But empty. Where was everyone? The voice returns. Then, the same ancient voice from the gate echoed through their comms. Welcome, children of Earth. You have crossed into the heart of the First Empire. We are the architects, builders of the stars you know. But long ago, we vanished to protect the galaxy. Vel's mind raced. Why vanish, and protect from what? The voice replied. A darkness is coming. One that devours worlds and stars. Only those who remember the First Empire can stop it. Preparing for war. Vel looked to his crew. They were tired, scared. But the message was clear. This was bigger than anything they had faced. Mira said, we must awaken the Empire's power or lose everything. Vel nodded. Humanity never runs from war. We fight for survival and for the future.